What is up, Big Blue Nation? It's your boy Average Bob. Welcome back to the channel. And the Giants have been making some serious moves since my last video. And in today's video, we're going to touch on the recent hiring of defensive coordinator Dennard Wilson. When I first heard this name, I got to be honest with you. I'm a 37-year-old dad of two young kids who works a full-time job. I have no idea who he was. So I wanted to do a little bit of a background, dive into it, and compile a little bit of a list of strengths and weaknesses and how he got this job. So yeah, I might not be telling you any groundbreaking information that you don't already know already, but I want to go through everything line by line, break it down, and then talk about why this could be a positive for the Giants. So, with that, let's dive into it. Wilson is a 43-year-old NFL coach and former safety after a playing career at the University of Maryland and a brief stint with the Washington Redskins. Wilson shifted into coaching and quickly climbed the NFL ranks. He spent over a decade coaching defensive backs and passing game units in the league with stops in St. Louis, LA, the Jets, Eagles, Ravens, before becoming the defensive coordinator for the Titans for the past 2 seasons. Where the connection is here is that he worked with John Harbaugh in 2023 as the Ravens secondary coach. Wilson has a very strong track record of transforming secondaries. In 2024, his Titans unit ranked second in total defense and second in passing defense, posting the best turnover, the best defensive numbers the Titans have had since 2000. And he's also widely respected for elevating other defensive talents like Jamal Adams on the Jets and Darius Slay and some other defensive backs on the Eagles as well, taking their games to the next level. His reputation as a DB whisperer and a coach who can install complex modern defensive schemes made him an attractive choice for the Giants regime looking to rebuild their defense from the back end up. What he's known for is his elite coaching in the secondary around safeties and cornerbacks, and this is going to fit really well for the Giants. I wonder if being a Maryland guy himself, he might be able to get through to Deonte Banks, who's had a couple too bad back-to-back seasons after a first good season with Wink. So maybe Deonte Banks sticks around and is able to turn it around. I don't know. Is this just optimistic Bob here already? His defenses use pressure concepts, multiple coverages, and disguises that can confuse quarterbacks when executed properly. It sounds like a step up compared to anything that Shane Bowen did last season. And he's been known for demanding effort, discipline, and intelligence. These traits elevate players' preparation and performance. I think over the last few years, really since Wink left, there has been such a lack of accountability for these guys. So maybe someone younger at 43 years old, someone that can really get through and relate with a lot of the younger guys and have had that success in other locker rooms across the NFL, I think bodes well for the Giants in this example. Now let's talk about some weaknesses about Wilson coming in here, because this is a huge red flag for me in this first one. Is his scheme isn't historically centered around shutting down the run unless the front seven are specifically built for it. And this isn't a huge red flag for me because the Giants haven't been good at stopping the run in years at this point, and last year was an absolute joke. So they got to be very creative in how they're going to figure out how they're going to revamp this run defense. And Wilson's going to have to be someone that has to be a trait he's going to have to figure out and execute. I don't know if he's going to have to speak to other college coaches or NFL coaches to figure out how he can improve his knowledge about stopping the run and apply that to what the Giants currently have available, which hasn't been good the last 2 years. So more to come there. There is some feedback that Wilson's systems can be quite complex and it takes time and reps and maybe even like a month or two for some guys to pick up. And we all know that, as Giants fans, we're starting 0-2, 0-3 every single season. Well, sometimes you lose a couple of games because of blown coverages and, the season's already over. So hopefully when he gets in here, he could have a strong, rookie minicamp, training camp, and bring everyone up to speed together. And then the last thing here is his pressure and coverage concepts are most effective when the roster has depth, versatility, especially at the safety position and on the edges. Depth has been a huge problem for this defense, so that also is a big concern to me, for myself, especially when these seasons goes on game after game. One guy gets hurt. I mean, look at the secondary last year. Do got to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt because so many guys were just checked out once the season was over, and I don't blame a lot of them. So, to be seen how it's going to turn out from a depth perspective, and if the Giants choose to bring in more guys in their secondary and add depth at certainly key positions. Again, pairing this all with this fit for the Giants, they do have the edge rushers in Brian Burns, elite all-pro season. Kayvon Thibodeau, still TBD on what he could really do over the length of a full season. I mean, but he still kind of has that could be elite factor. And then Abdul Carter will be going into his sophomore season as well. So there's tons of talent at the edge rusher position here for the Giants, and that should make Dennard Wilson's life much easier from a calling perspective. But the run game and the secondary have been huge issues for the Giants, so he's going to have his work cut out for him trying to fix this from day one, year one for him. So closing this one out, in hiring Dennard Wilson, Harbaugh is betting on a young, innovative defensive mind who can elevate the Giants from a middle-of-the-pack contender on the defensive side of the ball. The thing to be found here and really to be seen is, will he craft a dominant defense for New York? There's so many other factors that are going to come in play, but as we've seen how much of a difference coaching can make, especially on the defensive side of things, we'll have to see. Time will tell, but this hire is a very strong path in a new direction of where the Giants need to move, and that's forward. I hope you guys learned more about Dennard Wilson. I really didn't know anything, got to be honest with you on it. Taking a little bit of time off from doing some videos here, as there's just been a lot going on starting the new year. Had to get a little bit refreshed, but also I'm just running out of time for doing a lot of these videos and trying to put in the work and effort to make them look good. And yeah, and just from like a personal standpoint, and just running out of time each day. Like, I'm recording this at 9:40 at night. Not the most optimal time where I'm going to sound my best and also want to be into it as much as I normally do. But I was just on the treadmill. I got a treadmill on Black Friday, so I'm trying to hit it, get the new year started. New average, Bob, trying to be a little bit better than average to start the new year. So I'm putting a lot of miles on it, but I was on the treadmill and I was thinking about this. Like, really, I'm like, I don't know shit about this guy. I need to learn more. I want to talk about him. Because this is new and exciting for the Giants on top of John Harbaugh, which I really didn't do a large video about Harbaugh signing. I kind of did a YouTube short when the morning after he was kind of signed. So I probably missed my window on making a video about him. But again, I'm super excited to have a man with his talent. It's really the most legitimate coaching hire that the franchise has had in decades, I would have to say. So it feels good, honestly, after all of those years since Tom Coughlin left. You had McAdoo, Pat Shurmur, Joe Judge, Brian Dable, and now to really round it out here with John Harbaugh, who by all means I think has the tools, certainly has the talent to bring this team where we need to go. So if we had to put up with a bunch of shitty seasons, a decade worth of them, 12, 13 years worth, to get him as a coach to transform Jackson Dart and bring this team back to where they need to go, I'm going to be here for it. Let's do it. I hope you guys are rocking with me too. Have a good one, y'all.